Unfortunately, there hasn't really been much wind recently, so I thought it would be a good opportunity to tell you about the current windsurfing gear I have, some of the upgrades I've made, and tell you a little bit about why I've chosen this setup. So I used to have a Patrick 109 before this, and it served me well, but on the windier days it was too big. So I've now got myself a JP 105 freestyle board from 2017. I picked this board up in the summer and it really served me well. For reference, I'm currently 86 kg and 6'2". It feels really light and responsive under my feet, and it's got the classic freestyle shape with a thick tail, great for popping, and the distance between the straps and the mast track are nice and close together, which really helps with ducking the sail. So this is a nifty little thing here, the mast base protector. I've never had one of these, but it actually makes things like tacking a lot more comfortable. Not entirely necessary, but a nice to have. Then a standard UJ, which I bought new recently. When I was in Greece, I actually broke my UJ whilst windsurfing, which wasn't ideal and actually did some damage to the board. So I thought I'd get a new one for this trip. The fin I use is a 21.5cm freestyle fin, which came with the board, perfect for all those jumps and spins. Now for the exciting part of the video. I'm very excited. We're onto the sails. So I've upgraded this year to a full quiver of freaks. In 2019 I bought a brand new 4.8 freak and absolutely loved it. And then later on I got a 4.4 freak from 2016 and equally loved it. So this year I've brought out the big guns and we've gone for the 2021 Severn freaks. Starting with the 5.2. This will be great for those light wind days, and I'm really interested to find out the wind range of this sail. Next we've got the infamous 4.8, which is now getting a bit out of hand because I currently have 3 4.8s and they're all freestyle sails, but obviously I've only got one with me. But it's easily my favourite, gotta love the 4.8. Moving on to the 4.4, I discovered how versatile the 4.4 can be last year as I got a lot more time on it. While still being powered up, it's a very comfortable sail to duck. When it's 4.4 conditions, this is where I'm consistently powered up, but I'm not stacked out of my mind. Which brings me to the 4.0. Used only when it's rim twitching, nose bleeding conditions, it's my smallest sail and I can't wait for some nuclear sessions. Next up is my boom. Another big upgrade for this year is the Severn Enigma 150 to 200, which is a carbon boom. When I was learning the Vulcan, I would often rehook into the harness halfway through the move, which resulted in some big crashes and would bend and eventually break my aluminium boom. It was actually a bit of a running joke that I was using a bent boom for so long. It's not just the strength, but also the diameter of the boom is smaller, which I really like as it just feels more comfortable. I also was advised to go for the 150 to 200 versus the 140 to 190, as it's a better fit for the 5.2 and the 4.8, as well as covering the 4.4 and the 4.0. The harness lines haven't really changed, so they're fixed and 30-inch. It's what I'm used to, so I didn't really feel the need to change that. So here are the masts. So I've got a 400 Severn Gorilla G2 RDM, which fits both my 5.2 and 4.8. For the 4.4 and the 4.0, I use a Gastra 370 RDM, 75% carbon. I've used these masts for a while now and they've done me very well. You really notice how light the whole rig becomes when you use high carbon reduced diameter mast, and has made manoeuvres a lot easier to practice over the years, as you feel like you can really throw the rig around whilst being in control. Having 2 RDM extensions means that I can have 2 sails always rigged up and ready to go. One is a duotone aluminium extension and the other is Chinook. As you can see, I'm using different brands, but it doesn't really matter, it all works fine. The harness I use is a Decline harness, which has lasted me a few years now. It was one of the first upgrades I made as I was getting into freestyle, and it makes such a big difference having a comfortable harness. These here are my summer wetsuits. This time of year it can be a bit cold in the water even if the air temperature is up, so I mostly use my long 3/2mm wetsuit, but when it gets warmer I'll certainly be using the shorty wetsuit. The best thing about the long wetsuit is the chest zip. People have always told me how much better the chest zip actually is, but I didn't really believe it until I got one of my own. It's a better fit, and once you work out how to get into the damn thing for the first time, it's certainly a superior wetsuit to the classic back zip. And all of this kit fits nicely into my triple board bag, perfect for travelling. One of the best things about being here in Dahab is the sail and the board rack. When it's windy, I just take my pre-rigged sail, connect it to my board and go straight onto the water. So that was just a quick run through of all my windsurf gear I'll be using this year. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below or feel free to message me. But if not, have a great rest of your day and I'll see you in the next video.